What up? They actually released a new update for Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. They added salt pits, so I'm back playing some more. I was playing this game a little bit when it first came out in early access. And I'm gonna play some more. I just took a break. I don't want to like burn out. All that jazz.
Recon Scout, always at the head of things.
Find the Dreadnought. Eliminate the Dreadnought. Return in time for sandwiches and beers. You can do this alone.
Well, being streamers, you play with new games for like coverage and potential exposure. And you don't really get to finish them or have your own experience with them. Usually it takes it too far away from what you're trying to achieve with streaming, so you just gotta be prepared. I'm saying the name of the game is preparedness and availability, energy, openness. It's like being open, but not weird. Like you could be weird before you think it's weird. I'm saying, like, what is this? These like some new enemies. These rolling wheels. They seem like they're gonna put up a little bit of or cause a little bit of trouble because they're so fast.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
But let me talk about some stuff. I went to the mall today, and I ordered a necklace, a little necklace, but it's my first legitimate piece of jewelry. It's gonna begin the jewelry collection, and it gave me some reality of how expensive jewelry is. Like, you see rappers with giant chains. The chains cost like tens of thousands of dollars just to get like a regular one, no diamonds or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just a decent sized one, something you would consider a regular chain. It's pretty expensive. It wasn't like inspiration or disappointing. It was like your expectations of like getting a chain is like, you're not about to get a chain, you're about to get like a necklace, like a little necklace. A big old chain is something you're not gonna be able to afford. At least not for me. Uh-oh. I can't grab any of these. I guess I'll go boomerang.
Please make my arm hairs stand up.
I needed,
Now we're cooking with gas.
something other than that. I need like the one that shoots and crosses, weapon that shoots and crosses.
This is the smart pick. I'm a new dwarf.
Max health reload.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
Gotta have that legendary.
I like this game's harder based off the arena and kind of like the impending waves of enemies. And other games are just harder for other reasons, like Rotato, that's harder for other reasons. I would say this game's easy until like you have to deal with the arena and all that. This is a new map.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective in a record time.
That's the one.
It'll be kind of rusty, so I might not make it this time. This is only the first. What is this? It actually drops. Ooh, it drops things on the enemies. Basically, you can line it up. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't played this game in like probably like a month. Something, I don't know. I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to say games are boring or old, but I've played them so much just for the sake of like streaming it. Like, I gotta not do that sometimes. These traps into something nice.
This one. That hit the spot. You want some more?
Objective completed, Miner.
Need it out of
Get to the
here.
drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
do?
Excuse me.
I'm a new dwarf.
Time's ticking, Miner. Move it.
Charger beam.
want that
Yeah, I was looking for something like this.
You made short work of
This
stage 1.
combo.
Well done, Miner.
Scout. I have any reds? Eesh. Where's my currency? I was a little bit short of getting any of these. Trade,
I rarely go for this one.
You have your objectives. Get it done, Miner.
When the damn bugs start feeling like family, you know it's time to quit.
It's almost like you have reporters, journalists that stick around and kind of keep the games alive, which aren't the right people to do it. Because they have to kind of be more logical and they can't just enjoy the game and spread positivity about it. Everyone else like kind of becomes like a giant energy hog. Just watching like the trends of new games coming out and kind of putting together how games that already exist are. Like, people like play this game, it was cool, and then there's like journalists that master the game and stuff.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching.
But, like, don't like it that much because they like the masters of it. Like, they're like more logical with builds and stuff. Pretty interesting if you ask me.
This'll do.
Supply pod prepped and ready, Miner. We need you to clean up the landing zone.
So I would probably say to come with a more expert persona and image just to throw them off. And try to keep the game alive through like the love of the game and connection to it.
Objective completed.
Much better. Yes, please.
LC prepped. Supply pod incoming.
Heads up. This makes my whole life better. Lock it in.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Gotta have it. I'm clocking it to 11.
Tons of cool stuff added in this update. I can already tell it's going to be some nice stuff to see. Games early access, there's going to be tons of stuff added. That's pretty dark. I forgot about that. I like... Camera's probably pretty dark.
Lock it in.
I think this is the best class so far that I've played, the Scout. That has like the automatic weapon that you don't really aim. It's, in my opinion, the best
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
weapon. Another best weapon in this class.
This is gonna help me be a perfect dwarf.
dwelling enemies definitely took a big chunk out of the existing mass of enemies that usually exist. Unless I'm just playing lower difficulty, not used to playing on lower difficulty.
Come and get me, you disgusting
Hazard 1.
Need it. Now we're cooking with gas.
Guess what's on the menu? More bugs. And they're pissed.
Come and get me, you disgusting bug. What happens next? Shock me.
Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
This one suits me best.
Gotta move on, Miner. The drop pod will head out momentarily. That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Now it's my favorite color. This one suits me best.
You know the drill, Miner. Fulfill your objectives. Let's get out of here.
Mission control, you surly bugger. This one's for you.
Having this pick up experience is pretty game changing. Pretty much game changing, I guess. I don't know how to phrase that. Pretty game changing.
Really
Swarm
much better.
detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Woo, baby. You got open.
Supply pod LZ is full of crap. Please clear it out.
This.
LZ ready. Resupply inbound.
Heads up. Tough choice. It's for me.
Feel kind of slow. I feel like they reduced the movement speed. I'm going really slow right now.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
And they definitely reduced that movement speed.
It's a little extra special. Think you can kill me? I'll think again.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
I'm raring to try this out. Think you can kill me? Think again. I'm gonna be the best survivor.
It made the game easier in some ways, but harder in others. Maybe slower, but everything else seems like it's been increased.
I can use this.
I think the radius seems pretty devastating.
Meet your maker, Craig. Yeah. Bloody hell, you're hot to kill.
Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
Overclock, rock, and go! Ah, I got it in the mouth! This makes my whole life better.
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out. Stage 3 completed. Taking you to stage 4. You did good work, Miner.
If it looks good, it shoots better. Everyone knows that. Need it. Now this is a rare treat.
Probably got to the bag this first level.
Work to be done. Get to it, Miner.
Ah, how are they ever gonna make it in this hellhole without me?
Just some harder stuff to mine too. I don't want to go through here.
Gimme, gimme, gimme! Took out a loot box.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
It's for me. Bingo!
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
I rarely
Too much crap to send in the supply pod. Clear out. The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
I'm growing stronger. Oh, yeah! This will help me work harder.
Landing zone ready. Impact imminent.
Nice. This one shoots fast. Dibbity dip.
I can only see what to do with this game. I was already kind of anticipating. I was kind of thinking because the game came out in early access, they'd make some money, not really do anything. But from what I see in this update, it's kind of dope. I guess it just takes some time to release what they want to do.
Objective completed.
I don't really have much faith in early access games. Usually don't have a transformative thing. Like they usually either don't get supported super crazily, or they do and nothing really changes.
The drop pod is not going to hang around.
Not enough for me to think it's like in need of a release. I don't know. I don't really like investing in early access. I feel like it spoils the developers to where like they don't do nothing too different once they get that. You know what I'm saying. I guess the gaming world's just different. You know what I'm saying. People are kind of a little disconnected from reality enough so where it's not a bad thing. It's also not a good thing. You know what I'm saying. Most other things would be changed entirely.
Congratulations, Miner, on completing
Music
the
people
4
would
easy
become
steps.
rich and
Next
like
up is the
be
final
they
stage.
become artists and all that.
Lock it in.
Video game developers like you just don't care or something. I don't know. They like don't have to care.
Better, dwarf.
Here we go. You found the dreadnought. Now you just need to make it come out of hibernation by destroying the cocoons. Show them what a single dwarf can do.
I got this in the bag though. This isn't big of a deal. This first hazard one isn't that nutty. But releasing a new map allows me to get a lot more power-ups. But there's more to go around. Not more crafts, more unlocks.
Sorry. Your own fault for being for the good. Come on, got the break. You don't see these every day.
It's almost like people expect things to be deep, just for like enjoyment reasons, which is weird and like very presumptuous. Something deep is like kind of meaningless at the end of the day and just for fun. And being shallow is like
Clear the landing
life or death.
obstacles, please.
I feel like cavemen or something. You know what I'm saying. They have like cave paintings that aren't really that deep and don't really mean anything because they're still simple cave paintings. But in reality, they're ready to go. Like ready to bust some open. You have cavemen, you have savages. You know what I'm saying. It's all the same thing. To people, you know, in a sense, comparatively. Caveman has more in common with a savage than anything else, really. It's not literally a savage. Same thing, though. Someone lives in, like, the wild and does things like that.
Alien scum.
A savage probably someone that's implied to have potentially better opportunities and better living conditions, but is still like a caveman and is, like, crazy with it. Savages.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
I'd probably say that some game or some communities like music, like there's like a communities like genres, not genres, but communities more so, don't really breed savages or anything. They more so incubate them. They kind of keep them alive in like stasis. So like if they ever purposely decide to come out and do some crazy stuff, that's what'll happen. Well, you can tell like some military exercises that part of people, like they have to go and train, be disciplined, and be like a man, and also fight in a war, and have to be conscious of that, where they just aren't sleeping on it, like building up frustration because there's lots of stuff you can do in the military. But something that's like not the military, just this incubator. You know what I'm saying? People who have snakes are just like food for the snakes in a way, because the snakes probably don't really care about being their pet or having a relationship with them. And one day the snake will break out of the snake owner's area and come after me or something. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like. He's like kind of feeding the snake. It's like in video games where you feed somebody and they get strong early in the game. That's what I think would kind of happen. It's like that kind of. I missed. Oh, I saw off the win, even though I missed. And I whiffed. Still gotta win. Should be easy, this is a hazard one, it's not a big deal. There's not any explosive bugs here though, so it's just a fight to the death to shoot it out. Everybody. You know, so I think maybe people aren't aware of the incubator. Maybe they're thinking things are like more active. So like a good strategy against these things would be like, I guess maybe for me personally, having like a stream is like me harboring people and not like being invasive to them. So this is like a strategy for me. Treat it like a military where people are exercised and maybe even like can converse about certain topics that maybe are off limits in other places. Like going ballistic and beating someone up or doing something that isn't conventional. Like making a weapon and smacking someone with it. It's not conventional, I guess you could say. And, you know, not being an incubator. An incubator is like someone's mom would be an incubator. You know what I'm saying? They would take care of a baby or something. And just try not to get any reputation or the powers of a cult leader. I'm calling the cops, buddy. Not being invasive is like entertainment to, in an invitation people think you're being like accepting of things. Like, I got nothing to do with somebody who showed up to my stream unless I like encourage them to be like a psychopath something. Right? I definitely would maybe agree that, you know, no like form of entertainment like music or streaming is truly innocent because they are responsible for people being alive still, you know what I'm saying? Like people like only are alive because of like rock and roll back in the day, and like those people aren't like Jesus or anything, like they still have some stigma to them. I think it's the responsibility of people who are part of those groups to like at least acknowledge that they aren't like that innocent, right?
Here we go.
Like they're not making people get rid of those type of things.
What about Hazard 2?
Crispy flamethrower. Crispy flamethrower. Like TV is a good example because it kind of is innocent. Like you can't really meet anyone who's used TV to succeed, and like that's why they lived because of TV, or even like kind of stuck around in the shadows because of TV. TV is a good example. Not that like what's on TV, just the fact that it doesn't really have that effect. Like I don't want to be like a cult or anything, or like a gang or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's so shiny. We'll do Hazard.
It's definitely not for me.
I make this minigun purr.
Find the dreadnought. Eliminate the dreadnought. Return in time for sandwiches and beers. You can do
Like,
this
you know, I'm really not really talking about an active gang. I'm talking about like the incubation of a gang.
This one's
Incubation being like the preservation of a potentially active member, like a baby. Like a baby isn't like a statue. It's like ready to run around. I'm not trying to be like
treat.
someone who like is building like a sleeper cell or something.
Loot bug eliminated.
Or even people think like I should be a part of that because of extremism or something. I don't know. It's like what really stops people from really popping off passively. People always have that responsibility to
Lock it in.
go like extremist mode or not get anything out of anything for that not being extremist. People are left from groups like Christians and police because they're not necessarily bad groups. Like they're not, their goal isn't to be bad, their goal is to kind of be good. Even if they aren't good, their goal is. So they could probably tell you about the extremist members that they have that they're harboring and how it doesn't change their goals and they can still profit from their everyday activities. It's a good lesson to learn. Like you want people just to think that because you have a lot of people around you that you're like some type of cultist. Or like you might be, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want people to assume things that might hurt you or them or anyone in the future. Like if someone appeared in real life and thought you were beating people up, you would probably think this guy was like a complete psychopath, you know what I'm saying?
Grandpa taught me this one.
If I showed up behind you and I was like, hey bro, we killing people today, you'd be like, how did you even come to that conclusion? Like where are you getting these ideas from? What the heck? Like you wouldn't have even done nothing if there wasn't like a group to hide you for like a couple years or something until you were ready to attack. It's like Dragon Ball Z, there's always like some threat. You got a little bit of time to train, but these guys are doing some nutty stuff.
I'm gonna go with this.
It's very relaxing and calming to like not be around this people, you know what I'm saying? Someone told me that if you stream, people will come around you thinking they could do something because of the positivity associated with you. I just wouldn't stream. I'd be like, that's like a weapon, you know what I'm saying? Like that might be a big thing with video games, that people kind of hang out around them, you know, almost like in a sleeper agent type of way. Like no one's gonna police the video games because they're not doing anything, but you know, it's like if a man could have a baby, it'd be a pretty mean baby, you know what I'm saying? Like if a man gave birth to a baby personally, it'd be like some snake baby or something.
This one.
I just don't want that type of problem, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like some type of bot dictator who secretly operates for someone else, and like I don't say nothing because I get paid or something. Like I'm not doing all that. I just won't get paid, you know what I'm saying? Peace over payment, you know what I'm saying? If it comes down to peace or payment, we're going for peace. A lot of people probably just unconsciously do things, or even subconsciously do them. This is like a job for a psychologist, someone who can explain things without needing to see an actual beating or anything. Like someone who's a therapist, psychologist can hear you talk about you hitting yourself in the head with a rock and know what level of craziness you're trying to take it to. Like it's not my thing. I don't really know. I would assume that they were trying to take it to like some type of civil war, or like some type of explosion level. So here's like the new goal. Find someone who's like a psychologist or something who can read things without needing it to actually happen. Not someone who's like a daredevil, like, I wish you would. Like, I don't need that type of police badassery. Someone who can read it between the lines and understand what could become, what can happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what to do, get out the way, take it seriously, not take it seriously. Like, I want to take my emotions and thoughts seriously. I don't want to be around people who are like a husk waiting to explode. Someone's literally just like waiting to utilize John Lennon as like an excuse to do crazy things. Like, I'm not doing that. That's why we can't have nice things. People always want to use them to do bad things, but like, just do bad things. And let bad things be bad, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to make it about good things. I'm scared, Marty. So here's like my psychologist, read between the lines advice. You plan on doing something bad, but maybe you're not necessarily a bad person. Before you turn yourself in to the psychologist,
This is gonna change everything.
you know, turn yourself into God, so once you get out of psychology land, you have somewhere to go.
Load up and get going, Miner. We have quotas to fulfill.
Like, the solution isn't always to kick a door down, because sometimes the reason to kick the door down was to neutralize a drug operation. Neutralizing a drug operation is kind of like neutralizing the type of paranoia drugs cause, which means no kicking doors, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just understand things. Like, math isn't something you fight. You know, math is basically an infinite amount of issues or an infinite amount of solutions. I definitely don't want to be a part of, like, the cult crew. You know, a bunch of little fires equal a desert, you know what I'm saying? Equals a forest fire.
Swarm detected. Bug
Just what the doctor.
1,000 beatings or a beating a day equals trauma. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I'm not doing this. It's not for me, buddy. It's for someone else who's like deep in alpha. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's really alpha would be like, it's my boys, but alright, bro, don't involve me. Yeah. Someone who's like superiority. You know, people sometimes some people are superiority, but they're like tied to like something else other than superiority complex. Like whoever's just superiority mode, like I don't want no part of that. Like SpongeBob, he doesn't drink the water, he needs it. I don't need it. It's just how it is. Like some men aren't men, but they create manly situations, like a war. Like some people don't become men when they grow up, they just create wars. It's completely different. It's like you have the engineer in TF2, he drops a sentry gun, and he's not that great of a character until you run into that sentry gun. I don't want no problems in a sentry gun. I'm not finna just ignore the potential of a sentry gun because it's not a regular heavy or anything. Right? I'm not doing that. Oh, I actually missed both those dudes. Big whiff. I'm upgrading my gun pretty quickly. On 4-2, already upgraded my gun basically fully. And it's gonna pay off because I'm gonna start mowing people down. Think of what I say like consumable that may be too good for you to believe. Like literal food. When you get food that you've never had, it can be too good. Like wow. And you know, think about what you can do next. You can lie and say the food's not good. You can say the food's the bomb. You can exaggerate. You can do anything. But I'm still serving the food, so I can't just be like, you know, I can't just be accepting all the compliments. Certain compliments are a little too far. Like, the food's great. You got a fat butt. Like, it's not happening. You know, think of a chef from One Piece. Like, he'll kick you if you say some crazy stuff. If you come in here talking about some crazy stuff or trying to be Hitler, I'm gonna kick you in the head like a chef. Like, it's not happening, buddy. If I'm serving something up and you trying to use it to be slapping butts, I'm gonna kick you in the head. Do not be on my stream trying to, like, you know, like a chef. Not like literally kick you in the head. Like, you know, a chef has that reputation of taking cooking seriously. It's about cooking. It's not about being Hitler. You know what I'm saying? No violence. I'm not gonna have me in here explaining why some little kid blew someone up with a grenade. You know what I'm saying? Like Hitler has a limited amount of contacts and material for people to consume, but they've still taken that limited amount and turned it into an entire ideology or way of life, which is like kind of insane and not even realistic. You can say Hitler's a chef. He made something, people ate it, and they did what they wanted to do afterwards. He gave them the fuel they needed and the ammo to do what they wanted to do, which isn't good. He should be responsible for people being crazy off of him, I'm saying. For taking things that might have been sensible, it made sense in some ways, but also don't require you to be crazy.
Stage completed. Onwards to stage 3.
TOS, term services.
Doesn't hit harder, but looks fancy. It's a
Do,
little
do,
extra
do,
special.
do.
We've got work to do and
I think about SpongeBob. SpongeBob's not something people would watch and listen and say, well, I'm gonna go do this. They would just enjoy SpongeBob. Everyone would enjoy SpongeBob, and then you'd sing the song. You wouldn't go and do crazy stuff. Loop a loop and pool, I'm saying. We're not going for all this Hitler hysteria, alpha male worship of the man and all that. Get out of here, buddy. Go be like Hitler or something. Go somewhere else with that. People need to be like around SpongeBob and go to school. Stop being like Hitler. Hitler lost, but he gave rise to a bunch of Nazi behavior. You got neo-Nazis, Nazi lowrider, white supremacy. That wouldn't exist without Hitler. There's no one as prolific and mainstream and regular as far as some crazy dictators than Hitler. No one. No one. It's not happening, bud. Education of Hitler probably does more harm than good.
Bug barbecue coming up. Feel much better now. Bring it, backers!
Big swoon detected. Buggerman, get ready.
Like, there's some good movies about this, but mostly exaggerate the impact and roles other things have that aren't Hitler. So I don't feel comfortable talking about it. There's one movie about vampires where people are super fanatic and they go for all of it, and their fanatic nature led them to eventually be completely in line with the dark side and the vampires. It wasn't like it was a new type of order that they were introducing. It was a pre-established type of order they were used to. They used to align themselves with vampires. Which is like, exactly. Like, people use a pre-existing order brought by someone higher up and just go straight in line with something as soon as it happens, I'm saying. It's kind of like in school where everyone starts oohing and ahhing, you know, they're not really that controllable. They're not that harmful, but they just become like instigators, onlookers to like fights. Like, that's exactly, something happens, they're all ready to slide in the next stage. I'm saying it's pretty scary. It's like if I said, as soon as someone big who's a streamer notices me and puts me on an event, I'm instantly jumping on board. Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking, like instantly in line, down for whatever. I want no problems with no one who's capable of such things. I don't want something as like juvenile and innocent as kids grouping up in school, turning into like a bunch of oohing and ahhing and instigating, because I don't want to have to explain nothing to nobody's mama about. About their kid joining my cult and me not even wanting to be a devil worshiper or something. The music's a good one because it kind of brings people together. And it always requires you to listen to the music and, you know, kind of get more harmonic and sing. Someone watching me on stream could just start throwing bottles and everyone else throws bottles, and now we throwing rocks, you know what I'm saying? Then we throwing bullets. And it's just easy. It's like a military formation at some point. Enough of that being here, Charles Manson. Explaining my innocence from a cult leader perspective. When, even if I was innocent, he's such like a eccentric personality. You wouldn't even want him walking around regular people who would have to hear him scream at him about what's right in the world. Like, we just trying to live in the world. We're not even trying to talk about it.
Get your ass moving, Miner. That's one for the books. Taking you to stage 4, Miner.
It's kind of like these bugs. These bugs pop out of nowhere, and before you know it, there's too many of them, and you've already basically agreed to their terms, which is fight to the death.
I'll take this one.
Not fight anybody to death. One thing leads to another, you know. Innocent children become violent participants with no real plans or reasoning for the future. There's kids, right? I'm not doing all that, buddy. If you want me to be the leader, I'm the leader that tells you that being a mob of people who may eventually do something heinous is wrong to even think about or plan on kind of sticking with. That's not happening. That type of mentality gets you put in bad places for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Get that crab, lobster mentality out of here. That hive mind ant mentality out of here. You know, some things have a purpose. A bee queen produces honey and runs an entire hive. They're not like waiting to hit the kill switch and murder everything with its horde. Things that don't serve a purpose and don't reproduce and don't have a connection to one another do not need to be in a group fighting. Who knows? Fighting what? Fighting who? Like, people that are popular in school are responsible for what comes next. And if that means everyone's like a loser or everyone's a little kid forever, like, that's on them. That's not my problem, because I'm not doing all that. Think of like a marriage. A marriage is something that eventually dissolves and people break up because the marriage doesn't work. Not because there's not enough violence. There's not enough turmoil. There's always enough turmoil and violence in a marriage. There could always be, but really it's the marriage itself doesn't work. If it isn't a marriage, it's just violence and turmoil. And it should dissolve. It shouldn't be called a marriage, it should be called a war. You dig? Friends are friends, it's different. They're usually the same gender, they're usually clothes, they're usually very similar. A little too similar to be considered different. That's their problem, buddy. But people who aren't just friends, people who have to contribute to one another in a group, they don't need to be mobbing and being stupid. This is just me future-proofing for when, you know, people always watch my streams and watch my videos. I don't want them thinking I'm like setting up like a National Guard or something. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. I'd be better off joining the actual National Guard and bringing such reason and humanity to that, and people will let me do whatever I want because I follow the rules. You're a National Guard, right? Instead of being like an underground cultist cell. So I had people are like, oh, they're like, they buy the pizza, you know, they have all the sense, they have all the reasoning. People just wait for them to set up that mob. Go crazy. It's like the Mafia. The Mafia eventually descends into chaos and betrayal. Mostly always does. Snitching, telling on each other, breaking the rules of the Mafia. That's just what it was supposed to be in the beginning. It was a violent organization. People in it were psychopaths. It's balls to the wall, but you weren't playing, buddy. If someone lies to their friends and their group mates to perpetrate violence, these are like the worst people on earth. But you don't want no Hitler problems. And I don't want them either.
I'll take this one.
There's a word for that. There's a name for that type of stuff. You have marriages and you have cults. A marriage doesn't work because it's a cult. It works because it isn't a cult. Am I right? Like, you ever heard someone explain their relationship with people as like a cult, and it was like a good one? It was like a good relationship. It was not good. Like, sometimes being friends isn't good. It's better to be different and can contribute to one another to just be the same cult people. Like, I would say be different and find people who you attract to, not people who are the same as and have to deal with because you can't abuse yourself. You're like a cultist. Oh yeah, I can still get this. Leave.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
I never got piercings, so that's kind of a drawback.
Stage 4 was obviously a breeze for you. We look forward to your easy completion of the final stage.
This one's
You do a loop-de-loop input TOS.
feels rare, feels right.
There's a streamer called Sketch. He's like, he's up next, but I feel like he's too down to earth. Like his system's too down to earth for him to ever be up next. People are gonna connect to him and like him, but they're just not gonna see the success and just not get it anymore. It's like somebody who's like from your neighborhood, someone from the block. And people just aren't gonna resonate with it eventually. That's why I'm telling you about it, so you can watch him anyway. I couldn't imagine even risking that. Taking your actual block personality, like being one of the guys, and just trying to succeed off of that, or just being like that all the time. Like, I feel like someone would try to, like, have a block battle. Block battle. Think about a girl. A girl and their friends don't look the exact same. They don't act the exact same. And they have to kind of contribute to one another. It's kind of hard for girls to get together. It's not as easy as it is for guys. You want rather have like a girl relationship, even though it might be unbearable because you can't stand these people, but this is better that way sometimes to be a little different. Like everyone on the football team just a blob of football players, like that's not cool. That's not contribution. Like you have Michael Jordan, he's a cut above the rest. He should drive people to be different and try to shoot for him. Don't just be like a bunch of nobodies who are below him, you know what I'm saying?
We got supplies ready for you.
He's not gonna go easy on you.
Zone for obstacles, please.
Whoa, that sounds like a straw. It sounds like someone's sucking up a smoothie. It sounds scary. It's like if you had a marriage, you wouldn't be married to yourself. You'd be like, no, that's only married to someone else. Something like a background, like pirate or something. Go away. Remind me of like people who cross their arms and are too cool to talk. Just talk. Think of it like a casino. When you go to a casino, you have in your mind the generic, stereotypical poker player, the Texan, and some other people, some other characters. But when you go to an actual casino, it's not going to be like that. People are going to be different. And it's going to be a great experience. Even though if you lose all your money, it's still going to be a great experience. I'm not trying to go stereotypical time bomb group. Like I've watched the documentaries of Mafia. I've seen tons of groups just be kind of taken over by their more violent side. This is just for me, really. Like I'm not going to be doing it. Like imagine if your mom was literally you. Like your mom was literally just you. You wouldn't even go to her friend. You would just take your chances. I'm not going to that. Hopefully I can defeat the boss. Smash him with this supply drop, take half his health. It's not like rap. Like rap, everyone could be the same. Everyone could be like ghetto or whatever, but once them raps come out, ears are gonna perk up, everyone's eyes are gonna get wide. It's gonna make everyone kind of come together and elevate. Everything isn't rap. Sometimes it's just like quiet. You know what I'm saying? Everything isn't like beats and drums. Sugar. Red sugar.
I want it.
Sugar. got this. Should be fine.
The clock's ticking, Miner. Get it wrapped up.
Let red sugar go.
Never felt better.
Red sugar.
This one makes me want to be a better dwarf.
Or like a female rapper is a good example of this. Like a female rapper wouldn't have a cult. Even if everyone else had a cult and they were like fighting the Cold War beef, a female rapper just wouldn't have that. You'd have like a regular group of fans and
Bugs are going insane.
you know, you dance and you sing, close your eyes, sing and dance, and be it. You graduate.
Dreadnought
And that's shit.
wiped out. Good work, team. Objective completed. Objective completed, Miner. Get to the drop pod.
I'm be like Nicki Minaj, Rudy. That's my new goal. Be Nicki Minaj. I don't want to be Jay-Z, I want to be Nicki. I want to be Taylor Swift. I don't want none of that wacko Hitler stuff.
That is another one for the books. Dreadnought eliminated. We're pulling you home.
Call me Nicki.
I can already taste the salt. Crystalline Caverns, my favorite.
I gotta
Crystalline
upgrade the
Caverns,
driller.
my favorite.
4 kinetic weapons. Equip 4 kinetic weapons.
Magma core, more like sweaty.
It's like 20 red
pit. I'll
sugar.
do
That should be
acid
pretty
what?
easy.
Leave it to me.
I've been streaming like an hour by now. Yeah, about an hour.
It's Dreadnought time, Miner. Find the damn thing. Destroy it.
Drill a baby.
This one looks best.
I can't collect the red sugar because I'm not injured, so I gotta hurt myself a little bit to collect some red sugar. It's like level 1. Get the red sugar, get out of here.
I just became a better dwarf. Yoink! I die a little inside every time I have to pick up. Sorry, little one. Your own fault for being full of goodies.
Grenade. Ooh, I never got the sludge pump. I saw this on YouTube. This looked kind of cool. I'm saying sludge pump.
Clean up the LZ.
I was gonna go flame turrets, but I saw sludge pump and I had to get it.
Shouldn't need precious minerals.
Apparently this is OP, I'm saying. But I don't have the upgrades for it, 'cause I just basically first time getting it. Sludge pump. I got to eating through them, dang, that was pretty nutty.
Oh, this is it.
Did I ever grab the
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective.
supply
Swarm
thing?
detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Nope.
Yes, please.
Acid, more acid damage, okay.
Love it.
You can do that. Once I go from Nicki Minaj, once I go to Nicki Minaj mode, I'm gonna go into athlete mode, falling. And that's just how it is. It's the name of the game. Evolve, prosper, be positive. That's how it is.
Need it.
Nicely done. Supplies
Should've
inbound.
worn a hard hat. Stupid.
Quota
I think I'm gonna start playing with Relic just to get it upgraded. Try to get the corrosive flame, flame turrets.
Hatches shut, taking you to stage 2.
But like I said, I ordered my first piece of jewelry. I was talking about that a little bit ago, and I got a little gold rope. That's like my go-to style, gold rope. And getting a Cuban would be pretty expensive.
Gimme.
I think life's about
Works.
wearing jewelry and not so much about having it. It's really about wearing it.
Load up and get going.
You say,
miner.
what do you mean life's about wearing jewelry? It's kind of like when you ask your teacher, how do they know this and that? It's because they went to school. Well, the same way they went to school and have the ability to tell you stuff is the same effect wearing jewelry would have. So like, once you can learn and teach and live like a rock, like a teacher's not going to move if you like, they're pretty big. Usually, there's like no little tiny mousy teacher. Teachers usually have a little bit of meat on their bones. It's like wearing jewelry. It has to be like a big gold chain though. You know what I'm saying, it has to be something like that. It has to have some actual properties to it. It just can't be like a paperclip necklace.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
But once I get this necklace, it's gonna definitely put me on subconscious autopilot mode. Like I've worn jewelry before, someone else's jewelry, and like it put me in mogul mode. I don't even think about mogul stuff or business. I'm just a big rock person at that point. It's pretty inspirational, buddy. It's a way to inspire yourself. It's not even about what. It's about what you can do. It's not about what exactly. It's what you can do and what you will do. It's like when you tell someone you'll clean your room or you'll do this or do that, or that you could. But once you have that gold chain, once you say you'll do something, you might actually end up doing it. And that's more important than what it actually is.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
That's just my sage wisdom.
Now this is
It's not really for other people. Visually, it looks good, and it definitely gives you like plus 30 appearance, or even charisma, if you will. But it's really for you. Like visually, it's for other people and you, but outside of the visual, it's really just for whoever wears it. It's like magic almost.
Can't land the supply pod.
Like I'd recommend everyone put some money aside and get a little bit of jewelry for themselves, just to inspire themselves, and just inspire themselves. It's not always good to be inspired by other people because you might come off a little strange and all that stuff. It's better to inspire yourself because you can be as weird as you want and laugh at yourself and all that. You know what I'm saying? Or like inspired by someone else wearing it, like that's not how it works.
I'll take it.
It's kind of like the miner. The miner's a dwarf. He does his job. He is a dwarf. That's what he does. He mines. He does it for himself. He's a miner. He's not doing it for me. He's doing it because he's a dwarf. That's like wearing jewelry. Like, do it for yourself. Like a girl who's like, usually is not the biggest ego, should get some jewelry, do it for themselves, wear it for themselves.
Now this is a rare treat. Don't mind if I do.
Good work. There's a supply on the way.
See that coming, sucker?
Objective completed, miner. Get to the drop pod.
I'd agree that the Blood Trump is pretty powerful because there's a lot of choke points. A lot of opportunities to maximize on dot damage over time.
Get yourself onto that drop pod.
And you already look about philosophy, so people can understand that they should think about what I say and like implement it if they can,
Never
not
stood a
just
chance.
smack into the brain.
There is a beer on the house when you make it back.
dibs. I'm raring to try this out.
It's like a meme. A meme is something you plant to your brain, something you kind of
Get to it.
laugh at. Like you don't just put it in your brain, visual wall inside your brain, put it up there.
Next one, let's go some.
It's like wrestling. You don't just put wrestling in your brain. You like are like inspired to do something. You know, I don't know. People always want to like make something about Hitler.
Shouldn't need precious minerals.
This is between the people who become the president, and people who get A's in school. It's not really about hard work. It's really about, are you willing to go the distance? Some people won't go the distance and won't really listen to what you're saying. Some people will. Those people aren't the president, but they went the distance.
A swarm is heading your way. Load up.
I want it.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
This choke point right here is great for the sledge pump. Like it's doing, maybe that's why people say it's the best weapon in the game. Look at these numbers, damage numbers. People love damage numbers. They probably call these damage numbers like best weapon in the game.
Prepped. Clear out the landing zone and triangulate your position so it can land.
That's the community for you, buddy. Big damage numbers.
A swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Let's go.
Legendary.
I think they made this game easier. I'm not playing on Hazard 3, but when I do, I'll see.
We're gonna be best of friends.
Makes you want to listen to Wu-Tang Clan and go to sleep for 50 years. Can you really say Wu-Tang Clan's success if their lyrics have an unintended effect, like people doing something completely different than whatever the lyrics suggest? It's almost like too big. Like the lyrics are kind of bigger, or the whole thing, like everything about it's bigger than like the goal almost. Like, let's say the Wu-Tang Clan wanted to sell records. Like they didn't sell that many records. So yeah, they did. Like in reality, they really didn't. Like everything was just too big for that to be the case. Like you wouldn't think about buying anything. It's almost like opposite day type stuff. It's a perfect template for people who are like Mimi. Like you have people who are like study music. Someone who's like a meme lord would be the music study guy, and he would study Wu-Tang Clan. He's like, yeah, this is perfect. It'd be great, buddy. It's like magic almost, like a magnet. Like if you're able to like be a magnet, then you might, you know, start rapping or start thinking or like something like that, or use it in real life. But if you aren't like that, and like it just has an effect on you, like if you're not similar, then you just be like, this is bonkers. I'm saying, I've shown people Wu-Tang music, and it's like they look at each other, like they just look at each other, like people look at each other, look like, bro, and it's like, bro, what? Like nothing, bro. It's magic. It's like kind of like a girl. Like a girl has an effect. Like a pretty girl has affect people. It's like a pretty girl effect. Not to like, you know, corner the market on the girls and you're only pretty, but you know the same thing. Something like that would have, same effect that would have on somebody.
Why not?
Yeah.
Overclock, my favorite.
That's Wu-Tang Clan. You look at your boy. You're like, yep, that's Wu-Tang. Like that's not even what it is.
That's one for the books. Taking you to stage 4, Miner.
Wu-Tang Clan is the thing where you tell people what it really is, but it doesn't matter because it's something else to them. It doesn't matter what you say.
Yeehaw! This is
You'd
it.
be like, Wu-Tang Clan, bro, like lyrics,
Mission is clear.
like Kung Fu.
Get to it.
Your boy across his arms, like, yep. And you know he doesn't even really get it. You know, that's what Wu-Tang Clan is. You know what I'm saying? You can introduce it to anybody, and they'll be like, right? Like, no, bro, that's not what it is. Like, yeah, it is. Like, alright. It's perfect. It's like, you know, it's a perfect thing to have if you like just got into like the music industry and all that, the rap game. But eventually it'd be like, bro, this is what it is. Like, this is the word the scholars have reviewed the results. He's like, yep. Like, some of those say Wu-Tang Clan is like bubblegum. And they cross their arms. He's like, yep, just like bubblegum. Like, why? He's like, nah, bro, just like bubblegum. None of that. An explanation. It's magic. It's something that kind of potentiates other feelings about stuff like that. Like Wu-Tang Clan's planning to picture Pat was in the 90s and the 80s and all that. I'm like, nah, bro, it's not that. Wu-Tang Clan's like seafood, bro. We'd be like, yeah, seafood. Like, bro, what the heck? Like, no one's gonna have an argument about what Wu-Tang Clan really is because that's not the point. That's not what people will get out of it. It's pretty funny. It's very inspirational. Like, you can never comfortably make something like that and put it out and just have no one ever really give you a real answer. And be like, oh, come on, give me some feedback. Come on.
Detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
It's like an inside joke. Like you have SpongeBob with a 24, it's like something like that. But it's like infinite, I'm saying. Some people want to be like considered a gangsta or a lyricist. Wu-Tang Clan just isn't anything. They haven't like stunted their growth or what they're considered just for the sake of a straight answer. Which is like commendable. It's like going to music park. Like, why are we here? Like, we here. You already know what we're going to get into. You either get it or you don't. Like, everyone gets every damn hustle and everyone gets, you know, the lyrical, satirical, spiritual. Like, I get it. Like, everyone gets your deep lyrics. Like, Wu-Tang Clan, like, you know, who knows? Like, Wu-Tang Clan, at least I went down to the store to get a thing of, like, a quart of milk. Like, oh, who knows? It could have been about anything. It's like a criminal organization or something. Like, don't ask, don't tell. And you're telling. Like, you literally say something that just made absolute sense. Like, just regular, everyday things. Like, I'm gonna go to the store. That's a Wu-Tang leg, bro? Like, go to the store. Like, wow, like, he can do anything. Like, who knows what he's really talking about, right? I don't know, I'm gonna stop talking like that because I don't got no Wu-Tang lyrics. I don't got no Wu-Tang connection. I'm not the Wu-Tang Clan, but I don't have that type of power. It's kind of like anime where like you have the main characters and people are just like super head over heels about them. Like they can do no wrong. Like One Piece, like they're pirates, but like everyone that they met likes them. Like it sounded like kind of like that. Like you'd be like, bro's a pirate. Like, yes, yeah. Keep talking, bro. No one's trying to hear that. Nope, no one's trying to hear about the pirates. They're all like emotional, like, oh, big bro. Like, bro, chill, bro, ruining the anime by being like logical again. It's basically like real life anime. That's what Wu-Tang is. It's like One Piece emotional stuff. It's like Naruto starts playing the flute, whatever, and he gives you a flashback. Like, no one ever believed in me, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's Wu-Tang Clan. Like, you don't want those type of problems. People have, like, that legendary... They make people feel. Wu-Tang ain't even in the ballpark of anything like that.
Speed it up, Miner. The bugs grow stronger.
It's kind of like SpongeBob. Like, SpongeBob doesn't explain SpongeBob to, like, Squidward. Everyone just gets it eventually. Like, yeah, it's SpongeBob.
Excellent job.
That's what he does. Like, they're just annoyed by it. It's magic. It's like some childhood innocence. Like, why does a kid act like this? He has no reason to even act like this. Like, it's just how he acts as a kid. It's just how it is, buddy. Get with it or get left behind. Don't try to make sense of everything. Get out of here. You don't make sense of the grass when you go outside, you just let it be grass.
Stage 4 is done. Onwards to stage 5 we go.
Don't mind if I do. This makes my whole life
Certain
better.
phenomena aren't explained. Like other Chicago rap phenomena, people don't really even connect these people on a personal level. They're just like all huge celebrities and rappers, and people are like entrenched in Chicago. Like I don't even really care about these people. Like I know for a fact they don't even really care on a personal level. Like I would. It's a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? Phenomena.
This one almost makes it too.
It's like the Undertaker. Undertaker isn't explained. You just music comes on. He's scary. You don't even need to explain nothing. You're just being like you're being facetious. It's like a Yeti. Finding it wouldn't really make it any less magical. You just ruin the Yeti's hiding place. Let the Yeti be. Leave Brittany alone. Too soon, okay? It's like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson isn't someone you explain. You experience Mike Tyson. He talks those ways. He's emotional. He's connected to nature and all that. You know, punch in the mouth, and you want to punch in the mouth. You know, that's Mike Tyson. It's not because you want some tough guy who beats people down and robs old ladies. It's because you want Mike Tyson to punch you in the mouth because you probably offended him or stepped over some boundaries. You want to punch in the mouth. Mike Tyson. That's like what fighting's about. That's what martial arts is about. Mike Tyson stuff. Not just beating people up for no reason. Like Mike Tyson doesn't establish healthy boundaries. You let him punch you in the face until you can establish those boundaries yourself. Healthy boundaries. Glazing. You're glazing over the magic. And so the kids probably experience, once they get older, like, they're just like some old glazer now. Like, you be glazing, bro. Are you happy you're glazing? You get too old to be happy you're glazing.
Feeling much better now.
That's what philosophers stare out the window at. There's nothing there. That's what they look at. Mike Tyson type stuff. That's their inspiration. Like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul's has to be the ultimate anime screw job. Where like Luffy gets beat and like it's the end of the anime. It's gonna be the ultimate screw job, buddy. I'm not even gonna be able to witness it because I'll just be laughing in the corner like a madman or something. Like it's not something I should be a part of. It's like anime level stuff. No, big bro, you can't just lose on purpose. Like you can't lose at all. I'm saying like you have to literally confirm the legend Mike Tyson people. Just like for their soul's sake, not even like for entertainment's sake. Just because they believe so heavily, you have to. People are really like Mike Tyson, like, big bro, please. Like, don't lose. Like, just kill Jake Paul, please. Like, don't kill him, you know, don't actually kill him, but, you know, like, don't lose. It's gonna be pretty good. Big bro. It's basically anime, buddy. Like, I've watched anime, I get it. It's gonna be pretty funny. No matter what happens, whether he wins or loses, people are definitely gonna pour their heart out. I don't know if it even happened already, I don't know, we'll see. It may not even happen, I'm saying. And people make it like, he's 50 years old, like he's walking with a cane. And then when it comes down, like, big bro, please don't. Like, god dang, bro. Anime. It's like Mike Tyson gives a speech, alright, y'all, we've been friends, or we've been construction workers for 30 years. Like, let's show them what we're made of. Everyone would start crying and screaming. If I was Jake Paul, knowing my reputation, I would know not to fight Mike Tyson because you're just kind of being, at some point, you're not even doing it for anything other to be like Randy Orton legend killer type stuff. Like you're just trying to ruin stuff at this point. Ruiner. Or just like Kaiba or something, just an antagonist. Like, come on now, get out of here.
We got a launch. Supplies inbound.
Get out of here, big boy. You kill Mike Tyson. It's pretty funny, bro. I'm sure I'm sure people are gonna go to jail for all the threats. Not a little jail, but you know, people are gonna be like putting time out bucks, penalty bucks for all the crazy stuff they're gonna say about Jake Paul, whether he wins or loses. It's gonna be pretty polarizing. Like, you might as well build like a jail around the whole situation and everyone in it's going to jail for some reason. One reason or another. No incriminating comments should be made. My client is innocent.
Objective completed. Dreadnought threat eliminated.
This is what your parents mean by you gotta have
Get to the drop
spunk and stuff. You can't be Jake Paul, you gotta have like Mike Tyson fan attributes. You can't just be like some computer human who beats up Mike Tyson because who knows what he's gonna do.
Another one for the books. Dreadnought eliminated.
Who cares? Like, Jake Paul's dad probably called and said, "Why are you doing this, bro? Come on, bro. You're really gonna fight Mike Tyson, bro? Like, once you get home, buddy, like, it's not like Donkey Kong, buddy. It's over."
Magma core, more like crystalline caverns, the jewel of hi-ho, hi-ho, it's to the bow.
It's like some Japanese. Like, have mercy, bro. Don't even go all out.
Be the foreman today.
It's
I think Mike Tyson
Dreadnought.
won.
Find the damn thing and destroy it.
This will just show you that the honor of Mike Tyson holds, that he can lose. You know what I'm saying? And everyone will be like, "Big bro, like, you were so honorable." I'll be like, "God dang, bro. He's definitely gonna pay off some emotional debt people you know, it's gonna have some emotional bills people have. Send us into the moon. It's gonna be great. For like, not for winning or losing, just for the sake of like the spirit of fighting and all that type of stuff, you know, honor and all that. Like, winning or losing doesn't really matter at this point. People know that it's about honor. Like, you can't fight Mike Tyson, bro. Like, you can't just do what you're gonna do or whatever they think you'll do. It's about honor. This is something kids should watch who don't understand what their parents are talking about being a man's man or being like old school and all that. Listening to old school rap music, R&B. It's gonna be funny, bro. People that are kind of more like smart probably would have a field day with this stuff because they understand, you know, I'm sure they'll understand like the emotional level people stick to. Like, just being like open about all that. This is gonna be one of the most emotional fights, one of the most honor-based fights. It's literally like Yu-Gi versus Kaiba. It's gonna be amazing. Like, you can really not reference an actual good versus evil fight until Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Like, Mike Tyson doesn't identify or boast to be Yu-Gi, and Jake Paul probably sure as heck doesn't want to be considered the villain. This is what dreams are made of, buddy. This might be like one of the greatest things ever. This is like therapy. This will make anybody with any interest in boxing or no interest pay attention to boxing and fighting. Like, this is gonna be like your dad's example of why you should be a man. And you're like, heck yeah. This is what R&B is made of. And Michael Jackson. It's not gonna be no rapidy rap. This is your daddy's music. It's old school. People that are younger probably identify it with like Dragon Ball Z or something. People that will say, "This is about being a man. This is what being a man is."
This is it. I'll take this one.
LC prepped. Tripod incoming.
Drop kill.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the
It's like how Rasta music is made, how Jamaican music's made. Gunshots, Rasta stuff. Does that to be Jake Paul's like
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your
impeachment?
arse moving, miner. Hatches shut, taking you to stage 2.
After this, Jake Paul's gonna have to follow Mike Tyson around like one of his disciples and learn the value of friendship. That's all this is. Jake Paul either learns friendship, or everyone else follows Mike Tyson around and they learn friendship.
There's aliens to be killed and gold to be mined.
Damn, I forgot my lunchbox.
I couldn't even convey this as like Luffy versus Kaido or anything, or Luffy for all the chips, because it isn't. It hasn't happened in real life yet. It's about to happen. This had to be the most universally understood moment in the whole time. Good versus evil.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
I killed the loot bug, and I'm not so proud about it.
This ain't no wrestling match, but it's gonna be like. This is gonna be serious, buddy.
Now
It's
this
so
is
serious.
a rare treat. Clock this bug.
Supply pod active. Locate the LZ and prep it for landing.
For the Lord.
This will take the most hardcore psychopath with no emotions back to humanity. This will make the sun come up the next day. It won't be peaceful. You don't need drugs when you got Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul. You got Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul. Or Jake Paul, I mean. Everybody says they want real life superpowers like One Piece, but when it's time for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, they don't want nothing to do with it. They're enemies.
Loot bug hot. Really much better than
That's what separates evil from goodness.
A swarm is heading your way.
Alright, that's enough of that. Like One Piece isn't about fighting, it's about friendship. That's what Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is. It isn't about fighting, it's about Mike Tyson being a unicorn.
Exemplary work. You've achieved
Preservation
your objective
of legends and revering magic and all that. And emotions and stuff. I'm not winning. This is the talk you get at Scared Straight. Ain't about anybody that winning and being the streets. Ain't with you. Even people that are young and sarcastic and shallow will still understand the significance of this event. It's gonna be hilarious, buddy. Just seeing everyone with their eyes like, everyone's with their glasses. What's going on here? He's gonna wake everyone up with a wake-up call.
Give me the crisper.
I wasn't really able to grab this. There we go.
Dimmity dips.
Supply pod imminent.
I drop kill.
This is like World War II. We sacrificed for your generation type stuff. It's coming.
Dimmity dips.
All tasks complete. Stage finished. The drop pod is prepped and ready. Get on it before it leaves.
Nice. I'll take it. Give it to me.
Stage 2 completed. Taking you to stage 3. Well done.
Now this is a rare treat. Overclock, rock, and stone.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, miner.
This is where I show up to the arena selling manga and anime because it's right in line with what people are gonna basically get involved with. Know your audience or demographic. Only thing superior to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is the prelude to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. What's happening right now is superior to the actual event. It's gonna be great.
I just became a better ward. Open.
We're just gonna call Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul something akin to Remember the Titans.
The scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
We're gonna make a feature length film, and in the movie, Jake Paul's actually like an 8-foot tall, indomitable force of domination and alphaness, and just a dirty fighter. And he speaks. He's like 40 years old or something at that point. I don't know. We'll see.
Well done. You've got them all.
It's like the Thing. How he has the anti-street gang behind him. That's like Mike Tyson. It's pretty funny, bro. Very like emotional. Like even though they're tough guys, they still have a soft spot for one another. They still have connection with one another.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Like before Mike Tyson goes in the match, he has to knock out somebody so they can't see him lose. Like it's part of the anime trope. You know what I'm saying? This is like a gold mine for anybody. This is like universal. Like this is like Star Wars Line universe type of universe stuff.
Okay, that didn't go as planned.
You can actually buy this with money? I didn't even realize that. I could have been like upgrading. Chia. Cash. If they got any new stuff, let's check it out. Probably notice something. I don't know if this was in here. Seismic repulsor. I don't know if the coil gun was in here. Guided rocket system. I think that's new. Not sure. I don't really know. The carbine looks new. The bolt shark looks new. Armor grease looks new. Probably isn't new. The Viper drone overclock. Heavy autocannon looks new. Breach cutter. Cryo cannon, I think that's new. Plasma carbine looks new. Overclock or PGL looks new. Plasma, I know that was in the game. Shard drift gator overclock, that looks new. Seismic repulsor looks new. The mocap looks new. Salty pretzel, that looks new as well. Definitely some stuff to work towards.
It's a magma core type. It's a magma just breath. I'm going to the boat. Salt caves. Gonna be, gonna see some lovely crystals today.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. It's basically nighttime and sleepy time. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Alright, I'm probably be back tomorrow to play. I don't know what, bro. I gotta play more Dragon's Dogma. I haven't played that in a day or two. Gotta do more Dragon's Dogma. It's been long enough. I already played the game for 7 hours. Like, people already played the game for 40 hours, 100 hours. Insane, bro. That's something I've never done. Like, I've probably played for a day, but not much longer. Like, like a legit team time, like a day. Like, I played Last Epoch for probably 82 hours. That's the same thing. I basically did it with Last Epoch, but I haven't done it with Dragon's Dogma. Last Epoch is different. An RPG is different. You play an RPG, comes out, you grind it. End game, that's different. Something like Dragon's Dogma with story and cinematics, and it's this legend. You don't do that. That's like eating lobster at 1,000 miles in 1,000 miles per hour. Eating lobster. It's like eating gold. I'm not saying it's bad, but I couldn't imagine it. Like, some people are already done playing it because they literally played through the whole entire game in like 3 days. Like this guy basically has played the game for at least 8 hours every day on stream. Probably more than that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna be playing Dragon's Dogma tomorrow. Or at least I am, right? And I'll probably put down Last Epoch and Pewee for a couple of days. And yeah, I might just play Dragon's Dogma tomorrow and not do nothing else. And then probably end up playing it again for a couple of days. We'll see. I'm not trying to burn myself out. I kind of burn myself out almost, right? Like Dragon's Dogma with 82 hours, or not, Last Epoch, 82 hours. At the end came out pretty recently. Like, chill for a second. You know what I'm saying? Chill, bro. I'm gonna get out of here.